Alrighty, this video is called, the comic's name is Jim Breuer, and it's his bit about Hungover Dad. This was recommended to me a while back. I put this on my list early on, and I'm getting around to it now. One of the reasons I chose it was because I was in the mood to see a new face. I'm really dying to get back to Bill Burr, but I'm trying to. I don't want to use up all his material that's available to react to. So I'm kind of spreading things out amongst other comedians. I don't think I have ever heard of Jim Breuer before, and so obviously I've never seen or heard of this routine. So I'm going to just go ahead and jump right into it.
I got kids now. Yeah, beautiful. Three beautiful daughters. 9, 6, 3. Yeah.
Oh, they're evenly spaced apart.
All girls. God's like, I love you. Was I that bad? Your whole life has to change when you have kids. You know, people, they don't teach you that stuff in school, you know? People get into their lifestyles and they get stuck with it. You can't party once you have kids. You can have a cocktail. But you can't party, you know? I tried that once, where I had to watch the kids the next day, and my wife would warn me, don't forget, tomorrow you have all 3 children. And don't think you're going out with your friends all night, because I'm just telling you, I know. I'm just saying, if you drink too much, I know. You see the leather pants, don't you? And then, next thing you know, it's like 3:30 in the morning. You're coming home, you're like, yeah, tomorrow's going to be great.
Oh, gosh.
Read off the internet, to prevent a hangover, I just got to eat this peanut butter. Here you are at 4 in the morning, just chowing a jar of peanut butter. Says I have you eat the whole jar. Okay. We're gonna have fun tomorrow.
Oh.
And then what you don't realize in normal life, when you wake up in the morning.
Okay, you guys, that grossed me out a little bit because I'm real sensitive to sounds like that. Like sounds of people eating food really sloppily, commercials or stuff where it shows people just like those Hardee's commercials that it used to show, that I think in some places are called Carl Jr. or whatever, and they would show these people eating these honking burgers and just slopping it all over, and it's dripping down. That is so gross to me. I want to gag. I'm real in the sound of anybody that's talking with a lot of slobber in their mouth, or their mouth is full of braces, or their teeth are too big for their mouth and they make these really very slobbery noises. It triggers a gag reflex, and I just about gagged watching him do that and listening to him. So anyway, that was why I was like, ew, because that was gross.
You wake up and you're like, ugh, I need my routine. Coffee, check the score of the game, and I need to stretch. There's no routine with kids. Kids wake up 6 in the morning. Oh, yeah, here we go, baby, here we go. And when they're alone with dad, the first thing I hear is like my oldest one, Gabby, going, we're alone with dad today. Let's have a parade for him. Oh, I found some pots and pans. And let's go wake him up. Bing, bing, bing. We're alone with daddy today. Bing, bing, bing. We're gonna have a big old parade. Bing. You went to bed an hour and a half ago.
That was your own fault. Oh, he looks like he's sleep deprived. His bags under his eyes.
Oh God, the kids are up. Let me pretend I'm dead. And they come in there, bang, bang, bang. And usually I'm greeted by my middle one, Kelsey. And let me tell you something. I love my children. Yeah, she's adorable, but God, like, broke her volume control. I've had her ears checked. I brought her to the doctor 1,000,000 times. No matter how many times you go, sweetie, shh, and she imitates everything. And I mean everything. She's the first one to come in like, Daddy! Daddy!
Oh my gosh.
Dad, I'm right here, baby. Daddy! You gotta come see the crows outside my window. Cause they go, ah! 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 Come look at the crows, Daddy. Okay. And before you can even move, then there's another one that just climbs your back and
Give me a piggyback, Daddy.
Oh.
Sweetie, it's really early in the morning. Yeah. Yeah, sweetie, it's early in the morning. Get off Daddy's back. Ah! Shh. Ah! Okay. Why do you smell like peanut butter? Is it...
Don't do that. It's gonna make me sad.
Okay, quiet. Daddy, can I climb your head? Get off Daddy's back, sweetie. Okay? Ah!
quiet, quiet. You're not even out of the bed yet. You're not even out of the bed. And then I got the other one coming up going, Daddy, can I please have Doritos for breakfast? Mommy said if I go poopy in the potty and wipe my own hiney, I can have Doritos. And I got poopy in the potty and I wipe my own hiney.
Oh, ow. Oh, geez.
This is going to be a great day.
All right, so that was pretty entertaining. He's got a lot of he really acts out his comedy. A lot of physical action going on there, and it hurt my knees to see the way he threw himself on the floor like that. Ouch! I'm very sympathetic to things like that because I have bad knees. So it just sent pain right through me to see him do that. But yeah, like I said, I've never heard of him before, and he was pretty funny. It seems to me like all these different comedians, and a lot of the ones, not all of the ones, some of the ones have been kind of very raw language, like cursing all over the place, kind of lewd sort of language. Like, let's say the Hodge twins, they're pretty lewd. They're not stand-up. Well, no, they sort of are stand-up comics because they go around and they tour. I've mentioned before that they've come to my place, and I when I finally got around to buying tickets to go see them earlier this year, they had already sold out. Anyway, so some are lewd and crude, and they cuss all the time. Like every other word is the F-bomb. Bill Burr really likes that word. And then some like Steve Hughes. I don't really recall. He seemed like he's fairly clean as far as his comedy, unless I'm just forgetting. I'm so used to some of the stuff I hear, and it doesn't really. But I noticed this guy didn't really seem so. I guess he's more of a family-friendly type of comedian, sort of. I don't know. This is my first experience to him. First experience with his comedy. So maybe he's got a completely different. Maybe this is just an outlier. But if there's any other pretty funny bits of his, I am learning that word. I still want to say routine, though. I still often want to say routine. If there are some specifically hilarious bits of his that you guys know about, just let me know, because I believe this was the only one of his that was recommended. And I found it because I went through my list and I was just going to pick a name that I hadn't done a reaction to before, and his popped up, and it was the Hungover Dad one. But that's the only one that I think I wrote down. I think that was the only one that was said to me. I don't remember seeing him suggested multiple times. So I think, yeah, I think this was it. I mean, I could go and search for stuff myself, but you guys are more familiar with these routines, bits. You have had experience with them, and I feel like if I could just go searching, just randomly searching for all of my material, I may end up settling on things that aren't all that funny, or just so I am trying to specifically zero in on suggestions you guys make. Now, there was one Bill Burr video that I saw that I don't think it was recommended, but I saw it because, it was floating around on YouTube, because now I'm, watching Bill Burr stuff. And it was something about what separates me from psychos or something like that. And I have almost watched that several times, but I have always opted to go to something else that had been specifically recommended. Because the psycho one, I don't believe it was recommended. I just saw it, like I said. If it was recommended, I must have missed it, because I miss a lot of different comments. I know I do. I can't stay on top of all of them all the time. I try. I check comments multiple times a day. I do respond, as often as I can. Sometimes I'm just not in the frame of mind that I can do it. I have to, I'm focusing on work or whatever. So, but I am trying to touch base every day, multiple times a day. And anytime I see something new recommended, I write it down. I either put it in my reaction to watch list, or I put it in my I've created a list in Todoist, because I have that on my computer. I've created this nice little fancy list. Anyway, that was a tangent. But yeah, it's true. Kids are crazy, and I actually feel like I was pretty lucky, because my kids, they didn't get up at super ungodly hours, but at the same time, back then, my hours were a little different. I was an earlier riser than I am now. I sleep in really late now, because that's just the way my schedule is. But my brother, my other brother, I did an interview with him as well. So I've done interviews with my brothers, because I've talked about their stuff on my channel multiple times. And one of the things that was suggested when I did my little community poll thing was to maybe do an interview with my artist brother, like a little expose on him, show his work and stuff like that, which I did do when he was here a couple of weekends ago. And then my second brother also came into town, the author, and I did an interview with him. And during the course of the interview, he was talking about his kids, and how just having kids and full-time jobs and trying to write, because he has a full-time job, but he is still writing on the side. He was talking about how it's difficult, the kids, especially when they're really young. And he called his daughter, what was it he called her? Killer of sleep or something, or slayer of sleep or something. And it's true, because kids, they have their own little timetable. And if you are fortunate enough to have a child that is not waking you up at 5 and 6 in the morning, when you don't want to be getting up until, like, let's say 7 or 8, then you're very blessed. I feel like I was, because I don't really have memories of my kids getting up super, super early like that. I mean, I know that they, when they're real young, they wake up multiple times during the night, but that's kind of just the way it is with almost everybody. But as far as waking up mega early when you're not ready. I don't know, unless I just block that out. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, that's funny, and it's good he learned his lesson and he didn't continue to do that, because that would just kill him. He would just be so wrecked if he would go out partying the night before he's supposed to take care of the kids on a regular basis. He would be no good for his kids because he'd be miserable, and it'd be no good for him because he'd be miserable. But it's funny. He's got their mannerisms down pretty well. Kids do act. Kids do act exactly like how he was, you know, playing it out. It was pretty funny. So yeah, I would like to see more of his stuff. And if there's any recommendations that are made, I will add them to my list. So, okay. Well, I don't think I have anything else on this. It's late and I'm very, very tired. I didn't even know if I'd have energy to do this, but turns out that I did, and it was fun. So I got to laugh. Okay, you guys. Nos vemos.